gentlemen, here's the starting lineup for your Lowell. First, the forwards, number 1, Reese Fontaine. Number 2, Moses Granado. Number 3, Dana Pascal. Number 4, Rose Turtle. Number 5, Tukula.
Like the colors. I forgot about that. The motor sent us the blue ones. We couldn't keep them because the school was
Number 7, Jared.
This is my favorite jacket we ever got.
Number 15, Lotu. Your hands are caps. We begin tonight with a word of prayer. Heavenly Father, thank you for all of your blessings. Thank you for all the challenges you provide us each and every day. And thank you for another blessed day of life. Thank you for the chance to bring these two great rivals together and the balance of good sportsmanship to watch them display their talents. We ask for knowledge, wisdom, and grace for our coaches and our officials tonight, and we ask for safe passage for all who have come tonight to their homes. We thank you, we love you, and we give it to you in your glory. It's in Jesus' name we pray. Amen. Ladies and gentlemen, we ask you to remain standing and join us as we honor our great nation with the playing of our national anthem.
Not on this one.
Judges are Tom Kenny and Glenn Baumgart Jr. And our center official tonight is Jared Ford. Ladies and gentlemen, D1A Rugby, USA Rugby, and Grand Canyon University promote good sportsmanship by student athletes, coaches, and spectators. We request your cooperation by supporting the participants and officials in a positive manner. Negative comments, intimidating chants, profanity, racist, sexist, or other abusive comments or actions directed at officials, student athletes, coaches, or team representatives will not be tolerated and are grounds for the removal GCU thanks you for your support and cooperation. And shut game tonight.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the GCU University of Arizona rugby match. My name is Ryan Kelly. I'll be giving a little bit of the call today. Might invite a guest in too as we go here and switch a little place. We've got Brent Weber with us. As some of you know, I was the former coach for GCU rugby and played at U of A, so I have a good take on both these teams. I've already seen U of A play once this year. They played last week in a very good match against the UCLA Bruins and won in a uh, fairly last minute nature, just with about a minute or two left. UCLA is a very good team, so that I think gives a little bit of the take for how good U of A is. GCU, a little bit new, has not played uh, but one game in the spring season here. So we'll get an easy take and see how they are. Quick start to the game here. It looks like, yes, quick 3 points for GCU to take the lead here. Just over a minute gone. GCU leads 3-0. These two teams matched up in the fall, but the University of Arizona team had many of its key backs off playing sevens, and so it wasn't probably to the strength that they would have liked to have seen against GCU. And GCU uh, put a pretty good number against them, but I don't think we'll see that today for sure. U of A's at full strength, and this should be a great match. Good high kickoff. One of the things we saw in the match earlier in the fall when U of A wasn't at full strength um, was Ethan Van Tonder, the the fly half for GCU, really had some great tactical kicking, which caused a lot of problems for the team. And so we'll see if that replays today. I'm betting there was a lot of talk at watching that game film by U of A where they really looked at that tactical kicking and tried to determine how they were going to defend that a little bit better. Here's a line out here for GCU, attacking in their own half. Stolen by U of A. Just quite can't handle it, though, but they get the pickup finally. Good hard run. Good attack by the University of Arizona. Nice kick to open space here. Oh, very nicely done. Very nicely done. Couldn't quite see who put that in. I think it was Jacob Russell. It looked like out on the wing. It was a great tactical kick. Looked like maybe from the inside center. This is something that we saw a lot last week at the University of Arizona when they played UCLA. Was there was a lot of attacking at the midfield with EJ Freeman, and so I think we'll see a lot of that. Number 7 for the University of Arizona is a really hard runner. They're using him almost as the primary ball carrier in the midfield. And what we saw a lot last week was he would carry it up, offload, or carry it up, and they'd have a quick reset and then go to the same side. And that's pretty much what we saw right there. And we saw a healthy dose of it last week, over and over and over again. So it'll be interesting to see if that's what we see again today. So quick try by the University of Arizona. And got Robert Figley here kicking. Extremely strong leg and very accurate. Last week against UCLA, I think he was 5 for 5 on the, or 4 for 5 on the conversions. Yeah, that one's good too. Yeah, he was dead eye last week. Almost every kick he made was from the touch line. So I'm going to bring Brent in here, and he can join us a little bit of the broadcast here. Hopefully, you guys can hear our audio is a little messed up here, so I'm hoping you guys can get a sense, can hear us okay. But
Yeah,
uh,
we've got a quick start here, 7-3. Ryan, nice kick chase by U of A. GCU's kicking off here. A lot of speed on both sides.
yeah, we saw a nice that chip through was really nice, and he put it in the perfect place, just bounced perfectly. Nobody in the back, I think, for GCU, and I think that was one of the things that they were worried about is in the first game, the first match, the one thing that was effective against him was that chip kick. So I thought we'd see a healthy dose of that.
Yeah, very technical kick down to the corner there. It was really a two-man chase, and 11 had him.
Great take by U of A. Not an easy ball to handle. Kind of one of those squirrely kicks. Yeah, it looks like he did knock it on a little bit when he got into the tackle, though. Looks like we might have an injury already from a GCU player. I can't tell. Yeah. This is Moses Mercado, the hooker for GCU. He's looks like he's already over here by the sidelines. We might get a swap out here real quick.
Looks like it may be a knock to the head, Ryan.
It's never a good way to start a match. Luckily, in the old days they'd roll you over and push you back on the field, but it looks like we finally have evolved for that. And yeah, you're right. It looks like he maybe took a hit to the head there.
If the trainers are taking a look at him, trainers for both sides. Safety first.
You took a few of those at U of A, didn't you?
Too many.
We've got a fair and balanced staff here on the call today with Brent from the University of Arizona and me giving a little bit of the color commentary from GCU. So there'll be no fist fights for the crew. We'll see what happens here with a nice attacking position for GCU. They're put in, and maybe just right between the 10-meter line and the 22 here.
Looks like they're setting up some dummy runners.
I'd say that's something we saw last week too. Last week against UCLA, we saw the University of Arizona dominate the scrums. That's something that we haven't seen in this rivalry in the past. In the past, we've seen a fairly even matchup in the forwards, and but I was a little bit curious because UCLA had a very large pack, and despite that, U of A was able to easily push them around. So I was curious what we might see today. So not a good start for GCU there.
Nice kick to touch by Arizona. They're on GCU side of the pitch. See what they do with it.
Really nice take. Good hands by the fly half. There's that quick attack, but this one time they went back to the weak side. We hardly saw any of that last week against UCLA. Oh, and look, a little knock on there. Looks like he's playing an advantage, though. Yeah, I think we're going to go back to a spot back here. They were all inside the 10 there.
Yeah, I think they were offsides. Oh, did not roll away. Another penalty to Arizona. They're going to try to capture a little bit more territory here. Get inside the 22.
Pretty good kick. Maybe not exactly where you'd want it. You'd like to see that a little bit further down there in the corner, but certainly a really good attacking. Something we saw last week against UCLA from U of A was in this position. I think they mauled in 3 tries in a row at one point, and so I strongly suspect here if they get the take, we'll see a big push on. Nice throw to the back, and that's exactly what we see.
Big drive by U of A.
Yeah, a little bit of a turnover there. They just couldn't quite finish it. We didn't see that mistake last week against UCLA. They finished almost every one of those, but a really strong push by the University of Arizona. So we get a 5-meter scrum here with the put into GCU.
Unfortunate knock for U of A after 2 GCU penalties.
GCU's virtually had no ball yet. I'm not even sure if they've had possession once other than the opening penalty. A little bit better scrum from GCU there, but we had a turn.
Lights are coming on here at GCU campus. First time for me on campus. Beautiful pitch. Probably one of the best I've seen out west.
We've got some luminary alumni here from the GCU rugby program. It's kind of nice to see a lot of these guys get out here. We haven't seen these guys in a while. Got a few of the original GCU guys that started the program with me back in 2014 before we even had the full year, the full first year. We did one semester where we just had local campus guys. Got a few of them out here today. Didn't quite see what happened there. Just kind of a messy scrum. GCU just doesn't seem to be able to have the stability that they want here. And they get a free kick, and it looks like
they're opting
for the scrum, which, from what we've seen, probably not a bad idea, huh, Brent?
Yep, either that or a kick a touch for lineup, but they're going with a scrum. Jacob Rossell out wide again.
You can see how they create this space for him. We saw a lot of that against UCLA too. Just hard to defend because there's so much space out here. Oh, that's exact. Oh, it's got to be a penalty there. Let's see. Oh, we're gonna get a penalty, I think, for obstruction on U of A. There was somebody looked like he was maybe in front of the ball carrier, and he shielded off a GCU player. So I think we may see that. We'll see here. See what the call is here. It's pretty good depth. Yeah. Oh, we called a forward pass on that. Somewhat surprising. It looked more like an obstruction.
Yeah, they missed the dummy runner. It could have been a flat pass forward. It's hard to say from our
angle. Yeah, we're over here in the middles, but
it'll be a GCU scrum.
Good break for GCU on that. A very nicely executed play by U of A in the backs. Had a really hard shooter come up, and they just got the ball off before the shooter got to the ball carrier. Who's throwing? Did you see? Yeah, it looks like GCU's. Yep.
GCU's foot.
So Logan Hill put the ball in here. A little bit more stable, but still pretty good.
Good kick the touch by GCU, take a little bit of the pressure off.
Like Asher Davidson back there at the fullback position. So we're going to throw in here right at, looks like the 22. Yeah, right about the 22. Got to throw in. And Zach Barker from Arizona will be throwing in the ball. He's had some pretty good throws so far. They've really cleaned this up a lot in the last few years. Coach Sean Duffy from Arizona. Didn't quite look straight, but no call on it. And like I said, this is what we saw a lot of last week. Oh, boy. Boy, a pickoff. I don't think he's going to have the wheels. Well, maybe. Oh, my. Oh.
Great interception by GCU. Cherry pick. There was a 2-on-1 outside. He had two choices, pass or take it. He chose to pass it. It didn't work out.
Yeah, that was, we could see that early in the first few possessions. GCU coming up really hard in the backs. We had a few of those shooters. This time they had 2 or 3 of them up, almost standing in the back line. I suspect what we'll see here is a few more chips, don't you, like we saw in that first one, to kind of loosen that up a little bit. They're going to have to pull them back a little bit, at least make them think that there might be something coming behind there.
A little chip through would have been nice there, just a simple dummy pass, and you should have just kept it.
Yeah.
Kept it and took it to the quarter.
So GCU regains the lead, and the conversion is good. So 10-7 GCU. It's really good attacking rugby by Arizona. It really looked like they were going to punch one in right there. And just once again, it's pretty strategic defense by GCU. We'll see if Arizona tries to get something going with the chips, or maybe a little bit more crashes in the midfield.
Knock a little rust off that 2-hour bus ride north.
Was that off the throw-in and then the maul? Looked like that was, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, and kind of strange because
off the maul, scrum half
yeah.
took it out, tripped a little bit, was able to get it out, created the 2-on-1 and just did not execute.
Last week we saw almost all those go in the midfield to Freeman. Oh, beautiful take. Oh, look at a knock on there, maybe.
I think it went back.
So the GCU's got possession. Got a lot of offside going in there.
Penalty on Arizona, GCU's possession. Penalty kick. Likely see a kick to touch here. To gain some ground. Gets to about midfield, maybe a little on Arizona's side.
Yeah, Ethan Van Tonder at the fly half position, he's really got a nice tactical leg. I was really surprised to see how well he was able to place the ball in that first match against the University of Arizona side in the fall. And what we see this sometimes, you can see what they do sometimes for GCU is they bring Royce Fisher into the 10 spot for defense because he's a pretty stout guy. He usually plays fullback, but they bring him in. So a lot of rotation going on.
GCU going with a short line out, had a lot of forwards in the back line. Creates a misdirection likely. Free kick to Arizona.
Yeah, I'm not quite sure what the call was there, but that's one that GCU's got to have, and we didn't see that last year, but in the previous years we saw a lot of trouble with the line out for GCU, in particular against U of A.
Arizona choosing a scrum again of the free kick.
So we'll see what they get here. Last time they had almost punched it in. Got a little bit of turn. We've really had virtually no stability in the scrum here.
Still be Arizona's put in the scrum.
The messiness here is wreaking a little bit of havoc, I think, with the attack from both sides in the scrum, and even in the lineout, we haven't seen a lot of clean lineout either. So early season, I guess.
Arizona about to put it into the scrum. Scrum half. Ref settling the scrum. Free kick to Arizona. He taps and goes. He did not tap it through the mark. So it's coming back.
He was pretty isolated there. That probably would have been a turnover, but take off running and nobody went with him there. Some extracurricular activities going on here.
Getting a little chippy out there. Little chippy.
That's George O'Brien, the scrum half from the University of Arizona.
is a penalty.
Did he give him the penalty or the
on
free kick?
This should be the free kick. We will see.
Looks like the referee's giving what are the little chastising going on here to the captains, I think.
Okay, the two teams are meeting. The captains are settling the sides down. We'll see what the call is after this. I think you're right, Ryan. I think it will be a free kick.
Yeah, it looked like he gave him the short arm there, and they chose the scrum. So this is interesting. So we're right back where we started.
Yep. Interesting they went to the scrum again.
I think it's because of the free kick. They're in front here. So we'll see. Let's see if the shooting defense holds out here. Once again, now you see Royce Fisher playing in the outside center position. Interesting. Look at the back line. You see you've got a really interesting mix in the centers.
Clean scrum by U of A. Ball's out. Little switch. Creating some misdirection. U of A did not. No gain on the line. Nice tackle by GCU. Looks like GCU stole it. Turnover. Up.
Looks like
knock on scrum to GCU.
Yeah, so we had the knock on before the turnover at the tackle. Another interesting movement there where the University of Arizona, it doesn't seem they're quite recognizing how fast the GCU defense is coming up, because they're really up fast, and I think hopefully, if they want to loosen that up a little bit, I think a few chips would be good. And I never wanted to kick when I was a player, so you did because you were fullback.
We didn't want Ryan kicking.
I was second to last on the person we wanted kicking. Who was the first?
The first to not kick?
I think his name was started with Merrick.
Firestone. Former GCU coach.
So it looks like we got a penalty, and once again, just a lot of messiness going on at the scrum. Results in a penalty to the University of Arizona. Here they do kick. Straight penalty. Still not quite where I think they'd like to see the length of that kick.
Correct. We wanted a little bit deeper, more coffin corner. Maybe picked up 15 meters tops.
Yeah, what's weird is Figley has got a leg that he could boot it. I mean, he could boot it through the end zone down there. So it's just kind of strange. They have not maximized the length on those kicks.
Yeah, during warm-ups, U of A was knocking them in from 50 meters out. Both sides look like they have strong legs to go to post if necessary.
And once again, we saw this in the first few throws. The first few throws were pretty close to not straight, and then sure enough, finally they call it. So this should be a put in for U of A. Oh, no, they call for the line out, and that's probably a result of the messiness in the scrums.
I think you are right, Ryan. Well, could be a steal. Nope, GCU got it back. Arizona had a chance for a steal. GCU strong maul. Maul's holding. Ball is on the deck. GCU does a nice job getting it out. Oh, might have another knock.
Boy, there's early season, you can tell, because there's hardly any clean rugby going on right now. It's a struggle in every scrum, every breakdown, every backline movement. It just seems like nothing's quite clicking for either team.
So dumping the ball forward gives the ball back to Arizona. Arizona scrum. Let's see what they do with it. Looks like they're creating a lot of space on the weak side. Just keeping Kyle Fulton out there on his own.
Actually, that's not Kyle. I don't know. In our pregame pamphlet here, we got Kyle Fulton playing wing. But when I look out there, that's clearly not Kyle on the far wing. So not quite sure who that is. I can't see the number yet.
U of A does, in fact, go weak. Speedy number no. Big tackle causes a knock forward. Ref will likely pay advantage to GCU.
Surprised he didn't play a little more advantage there.
Scrum to GCU.
Yeah, it's the scrum half from U of A has made some nice breaks, but a little bit isolated when he's breaking away there.
Very speedy. He had the wing out there. he decided to cut up. Okay, but he did dump it, so GCU ball.
Yeah, strange. Now that I'm looking around, I don't see Kyle Fulton anywhere. And oh yes, here he is over on the sidelines. I wonder if he got a nick or something from last week against UCLA. He played a great game last week against UCLA. Some really powerful runs. He's a really powerful runner. So I'll try and get the number on who's playing wing out there instead of him.
GCU scrum. Big push by U of A. Penalty to U of A.
Yeah, the scrum is just not working for GCU. They're going to have to lock it down here a little bit. Something they haven't seen a problem with in the last few years. GCU has always had a fairly sizable scrum advantage over most teams.
Instead of going to post for 3 points, they choose to kick it out for a line out. Move it a bit closer. Penalty kick to the uprights would have given them 3 to tie it up, but they are going for the line out.
Read a long study on Six Nations 2 years ago that basically statistically said you should go for points every chance you get. But they're going to prove me wrong.
Memory like a fox. There was a try.
Yeah, GCU is going to have to sack the catcher here because that is just way too easy. I mean, that's 3 or 4 in a row.
Good line out. Good line out by Arizona. Ford took it in. I didn't see the number, Ryan.
I couldn't see it either here. I'm kind of surprised at how poorly GCU is defending that. You know, Sean O'Leary has really been he's been a coach that in the past, prior to arriving at GCU, he coached at the at Notre Dame, and back a few years ago when I was coaching, we played against Notre Dame here, in fact, at this exact venue, and they had a shockingly good line out and line out defense. So I know that's really a specialty of his, and so we'll see what adjustments they can make here.
You got about a 25-meter shot to post for the conversion.
So this is Figley, and once again, Mike, he seems to be a little bit better from the left side, but last week it didn't matter. He was knocking him in from the touch line on both sides, so we'll see what happens here.
And it's good.
That's exactly what he did last week, just dead eye.
Cats go up 14-10. 12 minutes to go.
Really sloppy first half. I mean, it's kind of strange. We haven't seen anything that I would classify as kind of like classically executed rugby so far.
Yeah, and you've got, big rivalry game, interstate rivals, and, with that comes a little bit of nerves. Hopefully they will settle in here for the second half, for the remaining 12 minutes of the first half and all the second half. Got a GCU player down. Trainers are tending to him.
Maybe an ankle or a neck.
And he's staying on. Good job by the trainers. That magic water works sometimes.
The magic water or the magic spray. Something helped him here, but seems to be pretty good. He's jogging pretty good here, so trying to see who that was. I can't get a number. Unfortunate. Just looks like it just sailed a little bit wide. Committed the cardinal sin. GCU's kind of walking back here. They should be moving.
It's a scrum center for U of A. We'll see if they do the same setup with leaving the.
Can't see that. Unfortunately, we don't know who the far wing is, the right side wing, because unfortunately he's wearing the 14, and our pamphlet says 14 is Kyle Fulton, so can't quite see who it is. I wish I had my glasses. That's what happens when you get old.
So they got split backs. They've got 2 backs right, 2 in the center, and 1 wide left. 3 great options. They choose to go left. Great tackle by GCU. Throwing U of A loses territory. Penalty.
Almost thought maybe we'd see a red card or a yellow card there.
Looks like they were offsides. And offsides again. Maybe a little chatter, too much chatter on GCU. They're penalized for it.
Hey, they might go post here. Figley. We got Terry, former GCU player, getting a little hot with the referee there.
So there might have been some noise on Arizona's side. They're now penalty to GCU. GCU clearing kick to touch. He finds it. Now they're at U of A's 22-meter line.
Hoping we have some of the former GCU alumni logging in and catching the stream today. We got quite a few out here, former players watching along here in the stadium. It's kind of nice to see everybody. Maybe we'll get some of our former Virginia crew with Darian Pickett and all the boys from Fort Hunt.
Looks like another short lineup for GCU. Several forwards in the back line. Stolen by U of A. Up. Did not release the ball on the tackle, and penalty to GCU. You got to release that ball. The tackler has to release the tackled player, and the tackled player has to release the ball, and the second didn't happen. GCU looks like they're opting to go to post. They're bringing in the tee.
See, they're listening to my statistical theory here and taking points everywhere they can get them. On the other hand, U of A did not listen to my theory and took it in for 7 instead.
Way too much analytics. Reliance. Okay, he's setting up about let's say a 25, 27 meter shot from the right side. Beautiful night here, no wind at all.
Jack Hooker joining us online. Oh my goodness. Jack Hooker, good to see that you're with us online.
It's a great rugby last name.
The funny thing is, Jack's about 6'4". Not a hooker.
Not a hooker.
He was in our inaugural class, and he was one of the hard runners that we had in those early days.
He missed the kick. A little wide left.
Looks like they put the points on the board, but...
Yes, they did. He did make it.
He did not make it?
I guess he did.
Okay. Looks like we got confirmation. 14-13. So we got a close game.
Nice high kick. Great take by GCU.
That's one of the oddest plays you've ever seen. That was one of the most unintentional offsides I've ever seen when you get rocketed by the ball in the head here, but that's exactly what happened. Very unfortunate for GCU.
U of A opts to kick to touch, gain a little bit more territory. They will have a line out right at the 5-meter line.
Yeah, this is where they were deadly, and they've been deadly. But against UCLA and already here today, we've seen this attacking position. So GCU is going to have to figure out something here on how to sack this or potentially disrupt the throw-in.
U of A adds a couple forwards, or at least the 8-man's in the back line.
And they got the Freeman, the number 7 in the scrum half slot here. We saw a lot of that last week too. This is my favorite play as a 7. I love to be the scrum half.
Arizona Ruck knocking at the door. Out of an 8-man pick and go. There's a penalty, and it looks like obstruction.
Yeah, well, it's obstruction. Yeah. You can see that man in front of the ball when he picked it up there. Unfortunately, bad luck for U of A right there. Really good attacking position, just a meter out.
GCU to touch. Great kick.
Boy, that's what we saw. That's what we saw in that first match. I mean, maximize the distance on every kick, and really, that makes a huge difference. You know, 20, 25 yards of field position. He was a weapon in that first match.
On the penalty, they retained possession. They're right at the halfway line. That was about a 40-yard boot. Really well done. Opens up the playbook for GCU. Looks like another short line out. A lot of big boys in the back line. U of A disrupts another one. I think that's 3 steals.
I don't think GCU has won one yet, have they?
I don't think they have.
Got a penalty coming here.
Number 9, Slippery. Lane advantage, ball's out.
Looked like he was playing advantage there. Oh, he is. Okay.
He is playing advantage, yes. Number 9 was down, getting up. Hopefully he can walk it off or jog it off.
We'll come back for the penalty indeed. Yep. It looked like a few guys tried to make a run through the middle, but they just didn't quite get the middle. They kind of hit the fringe, and he called them coming around the outside.
Penalty kick right from the halfway line.
That's some better distance on that one, but still not great. Yeah, that's pretty good. That's he put it down. Look, the mark looks pretty good here. His spot, he's maybe about the 15-meter line. This is a good old-fashioned, just ugly hog molly, we used to call it. It's just ugly. But it is a close game still, and that's probably favoring GCU, I think.
We will see. Okay, line out. U of A wins it. Let's shoot her. 13 takes it up. Nice hard run up. Number 7's got it. Great take. Great support for 7. Great defense coming back for GCU. About 5-meter loss. Great offload by number 8.
Boy, they had about 4 on 0 on the outside there.
The chippiness continues.
What we've seen a lot of is we might get a yellow card here. The shooter, GCU is deploying, really trying to cut off. Yeah, we are going to see a yellow card here, I think, with a no wrap. But GCU centers are literally cutting off the field by shooting up so hard that it's really hard to get it on the outside. They're going to have to duck underneath that and then get the pass to the outside around that. Maybe that infamous gorilla pass of Carl Greger from back in the 80s for U of A.
That's where Sonny Bill learned the offload from Carl Greger.
I think Carl got injured every time he did that, though.
Okay, just under 3 minutes. U of A's knocking on the door.
Yeah, this style of rugby is definitely not what I think U of A wants to see on the season. But the credit to them is they're playing it like they have to.
Big U of A push. Another penalty on GCU. Was that a try?
Try.
That's try. Try time.
Yeah, just a lot of cheapiness from the players on both sides. Looks like a little hostility going on there. More than your average hostility, I guess. But the once again, off that line out, University of Arizona has been really tough. Be interesting to see what adjustments are made at halftime here.
With that yellow card, GCU is down a player for the remainder of the first half and a little bit of the start of the second half.
Yeah, so I think I think I just took a glance at the clock when he went off, which was about 3:08, I think. So we'll get about 7 minutes of the second half before we get back to full steam here.
Got about a 22-meter conversion. Lining it up.
I'm going to say this is the easiest kick he's had all day, but I hate to say it because every time I say that, it seems like that's the one he misses. I've called like 5 games, but I'm pretty sure he'll knock this through.
And it's good.
I tell you, he's got such a nice kick on the ball, isn't it? I mean, just perfectly struck every time, and he's got a very repeatable kick. So we got a 21-13, so they've opened up a little bit of a gap here right at the end of the half.
We're on the ref's clock now.
Well, I'll tell you, in that U of A UCLA game last week, we almost had a disaster on the part of U of A because they were not playing the referee's clock; they were playing the game clock. There's that midfield hit with Freeman that we saw a lot of last week. Really sucks in a lot of guys.
Yeah. Big gap. He's taking it, looking for support. Ball's on the ground. A lot of players coming up. 2-on-1 on the outside. 11. He's trying to find some footing. It looks like a little bit of loose turf down there. Had a tough time getting his steps in. U of A still in control of the ball. We've got a lot of numbers outside if we can get it out. Number 7's all over the place. Great support. Up and under, a little chip ahead. Almost got the bounce. I think they're calling knock on U of A. And that's the half.
Bad luck for U of A right there. Just not quite the bounce you want it, unfortunately.
Yeah, GCU player was right there to probably disrupt a little bit. It's one you wish you could have back.
So we end the half with the score 21-13. University of Arizona leading by 8. They scored with about 2 or 3 minutes left in the half to open that gap a little bit. Pretty tough, pretty rugged first half.
Former guy I coached with, Camden McGregor's father, who's an assistant for U of A, he's texted me and assessing the quality of our broadcast. He's given us I think he's given us an A, Ryan. Maybe an A+.
He's a former high school coach for the Colorado Springs Grizzlies. He's quite a team you guys had up there for a while with that high school program.
Yeah, great team run by John Patterson, Woodis McGregor.
Get players in and get them settled and get people invested in a program. But it seems like we're finally moving past this. I've seen GCU has landed already probably 10, 12 guys, some really good players coming in next year. And I know, of course, University of Arizona is always pulling in good players.
Yeah, and COVID shut down high school for 1 year and then really in a bridge season the second year. So hopefully everybody's back to full schedules in high school, which will help the coaches in the recruiting as well as the level of play at the high school level. And getting them ready for college ball.
Got a pretty good crowd out here today at the GCU Stadium, one of the nicest stadiums in all of rugby in the United States. Really well suited for, I was talking to Brent about this before the game, really well suited. And the grass is not, this is the worst condition I think I've ever seen the grass in the stadium here. Most of the time it's pretty much a lush paddock. And I really think that this would be a great location for maybe a U.S. international matchup someday.
It really is. Like I said, for my first time on campus, it is just a beautiful pitch, set up great. A lot of great facilities here. You got a sister field just through the courtyard here. Just a phenomenal campus here at GCU.
It's amazing what they've done in the last, when I started coaching in 2014 here, I was telling Brent there was probably, of the buildings we're looking at, there's probably 15 buildings, and I think 2 of them were here in 2014 when I started coaching. That's a testament, I think, to the growth of the campus and the vision of the leadership here, that they really took a campus that was really in a rundown state and just blew it out into something that's really a beautiful campus now.
Yeah, GCU growing up in the Valley, Ryan, I mean, it was really a baseball school, and they fired up their basketball program a little bit with Dan Marley, and then with you starting the GCU program, they just embraced it, and put some a lot of energy and some money behind it, and it's just a great facility, great program, really fun to watch.
Yeah, the University of Arizona, on the other hand, or I guess also has really done a lot the last few years to improve the lot of the rugby program. Brought in Sean Duffy as a full-time coach, actually a full-time program director. They have a beautiful pitch down there in Tucson that is just as nice as this. I mean, the William David Sitton field down there is one of the nicest rugby facilities you get in college rugby, and they've got it. They've really got it rolling. I feel like Sean Duffy's done a good job of recruiting some really good players, and we'll see if that continues. That's the hard part, I know, as a coach, getting players to enroll that can help your program in the rugby world is a huge challenge, because without scholarships for the most part, you really are trying to get guys who see the vision of your program and want to be on campus and want to be on your campus and want to help your team. So it's a challenge always.
Yeah, and Sean's just done a great job recruiting. I mean, the guy's relentlessly tireless when it comes to recruiting in the off season. He's involved with a lot of the high school All-American programs, or has been in the past. Has some great coaching behind him with Pat Coco and Camden McGregor, we mentioned earlier. Just a great support staff. Um, it's really nice to see him doing well and continuing to compete with the Cals and the Central Washingtons and the GCUs of the world.
It's funny, back in the early days when we were just forming the program in 2014, the first year we did some outbound recruiting. We had what I called the Fort Hunt bunch, which was 6 players that came committed to the program and came out here from Virginia. Fort Hunt was one of the preeminent, still is one of the preeminent high school programs in the country, and we had guys like Darian Pickett and Josh Ransom, just fantastic players. Always loved watching those guys play. Saw them at the high school All-American camp and made some contact with them, and they got interested. And those 6 guys from Fort Hunt really served kind of as the basis of that first year of the program. We lost a few of them, unfortunately, to moving on to transfer to some other schools. I always thought we had a guy named Chris Shekels that I thought at one point could have really been a good player for GCU. He really was that first year. He was one of the anchors for us. He went on to play, and he's done a lot of nice things in with some other teams. And it's good to see him. I see him on Facebook occasionally, and good to see him and his family doing well.
Yeah, we talked about the growth of high school, and we talked about the level of play just getting better and better each year in the college ranks. The Major League Rugby, MLR, I think we're up to now 10 to 12 teams there, and just that's a phenomenal change in U.S. rugby landscape. You got professional players in town. A lot of folks coming over from overseas playing in the MLR as well, giving us a bit more exposure. Great camera coverage. If you haven't seen anything, search Major League Rugby. You'll see some pretty high-level rugby played here in the States.
And I'm happy to say that GCU Rugby is proudly sponsored by Krispy Kreme, the home of the hot original glazed donut. It's a proud sponsor of the rugby team here at GCU, 10 locations in Arizona, and they look forward to seeing you soon, sharing the joy that is Krispy Kreme. After all the rucks, mauls, and scrums that life throws us, remember that it's easy to order online at krispykreme.com. for delivery or pickup. Make life a little sweeter with Krispy Kreme. That's the happiest ad I've ever got to read. Brent knows I am a connoisseur of donuts. Me and a former U of A player named Tony Filler, we are really the connoisseurs of donuts, and so Krispy Kreme sponsoring GCU Rugby, nothing could be more appropriate. Please get out and support them as the sponsor.
Caloric intake of Ryan Kelly and Tony Filler was in one day was probably my week's full of calories. So I had to stay nimble and fit and fast out on the centers and fullback and wing for old U of A.
Despite all those calories, I never could get over about 210 in weight. Now I would gladly have this problem, but unfortunately it's gone the other way now.
Back to the match here, hopefully. Minute 17, minute 16 left in the intermission here. We'll see if the teams can shore up what they needed to fix at halftime. I suspect we'll see a much better second half. A lot of clunky ball in the first half for both sides. See what GCU does in the lineouts. U of A's kind of dominated there.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, that if there's one area of the game, the set pieces, U of A has completely dominated them.
And GCU needs to shore up their defense. They need to figure out that U of A continues to run the dummy runner, skip behind him, and GCU hasn't figured that out yet.
Fortunately, it really hasn't come back to haunt them too bad yet, but it certainly has come close a few times.
Yeah, a couple knock-ons have saved them. And GCU, it'll be good to see GCU. You know, they've countered every time, gotten into position.
They got a pretty tough road to hoe here at the beginning, with playing a man short though for 7 minutes.
Yep. Just under 7 minutes left on the yellow card, so see if U of A can take advantage of that mismatch.
Looks like GCU's taking a little bit of extra time. Maybe getting a little extra water. We don't see them anywhere, even though the clock's expired here for the halftime. Referee's looking down the tunnel here.
Must have nice locker rooms in there. Too comfy.
They do. I'll tell you, the GCU rugby programs, it really treats the guys well. I walked into the locker room before the last match, and they had a whole full spread of food going on in there. I was like, oh, that's not what we saw back in our college days.
Okay, GCU is now officially on the field. Ref's getting things sorted out. And I think here comes our last GCU player, number 4.
Looks like maybe they got 50. Do they have all 15 on her?
15 are there, according to my count. All right, it should be a cracker of a second half, Ryan. Okay, so U of A will be kicking off to GCU. Whistle's blown. Ball is in the air. Nice high kick. Fielded well by GCU. And a kick to touch. It does not find touch. U of A is countering. Big kick from the fullback. That does not find touch. GCU's countering. Tough run by the winger, 14. GCU. Went into touch. So that should be a line out to Arizona.
It's been unfortunate. I did hear one of the other GCU players yell, "You're alone," when he took off that way. But he looked like he could have offloaded that back inside.
Yeah, he did a good job fighting it off. It's the best tackler on the field's that sideline. Okay, line out to U of A. clean line out, one bounce. Scrum half gets it out, which we have a replacement at scrum half.
Looks like the young Coco.
Big run, good support, great dish. Found his help. U of A is going weak. They have some numbers out left, but didn't execute very well there.
Looks like we got an injury.
GCU player down. U of A ball. So you've got one GCU player off, another one kind of hobbling around. Nice dish from the scrum half. Number 5 up the middle. Oh! The right thought was to get it out there, but a great run by 5 nonetheless. Oh. U of A's knocking on the door. Sloppy play. U of A kind of recovered, and it looks like we had an offsides penalty to U of A. I suspect we'll see them go to post.
Yeah, the whole line looked like they were off there. GCU is really doing a valiant job because, like you said, they were already playing a man short, and it looked like the PV got some type of shoulder injury. I think he looks like he might be coming out.
So U of A opted to go to touch there with the penalty, so they will have a line out to their advantage, right about 15 meters out. We'll see what adjustments Mr. Camden McGregor made at halftime in the lineouts.
It looks like that was Caleb Peavy, who I think had that injury, but it looks like maybe he got a stinger because he seems to have shook it off now. He was down for a while.
Yeah. U of A's lineout's been strong, both on defense as well as executing their own lineouts. Big maul.
Well,
penalty.
That throw-in just doesn't look like it's quite straight, but it must be because they're not calling it. But it looks like it's outside that meter for sure. They go right back to it.
Again, right back to the lineout. Got a lot of confidence in their lineout today. Is that young Coco?
I think it's young Coco. Let me just take a look at the sheet here. We're calling him young Coco. That's probably not the best. Let's see here. No. This one. It's going to be. I think we're going to have a penalty try here. Yeah. So we got a. I couldn't quite see there. Did he give another yellow? He did give another yellow card.
So now GCU is.
So first, let's get the score. So it was 21-13. The referee called a penalty try, which adds the 7, no kick needed, and then he yellow carded one of the GCU players. I can't quite see who that is. Hang on, we'll get the number there. But that means there are 2 players down now for at least 2 minutes. So I think they've got 13 on.
13. So 13 on 15. So.
Wow, we're gonna have another yellow card. That might even be a red card.
Maybe. So we'll go back to the penalty try here in a second.
That was actually, it looked bad, but that was actually pretty close. But I think it
might have been well timed. It looked worse than it maybe was.
It's hard to tell. I'd like to see the replay of that, but that was, it looked like, I mean, it certainly didn't look good, but at the same time, his feet maybe touched the ground, and the referees are debating it too.
Yeah, referee's checking with the touch judge, see if he saw anything. While we're waiting for the call on this, so penalty try, just repetitive errors, the same error made time and time again. After a while, they'll just say, look, guys, they're knocking on the door. We're going to give you a try. You would have scored.
So the referee's got something going here. I'm not quite sure, but yellow card is going to the pocket. Red card.
No,
is that a yellow? Was that a yellow or red?
I thought it was a yellow.
I think he had his hand over the card, so we couldn't see what happened, but that might be a red card. So I think they're 12 now, right?
15 on 12.
15 on 12.
This is a big mismatch.
And we've got about a minute before they go back to 13. So both of the flankers are out for GCU.
Yeah. He should be back on here in seconds. He's on right now. He's back on.
Okay, so we got one of the backs back. So for GCU, yeah. So we're at 13 and 15, and we're going to get probably another 5 minutes before, probably at least another 5 minutes before they pick up 14, right?
Yep.
And really here, GCU could put them to the sword on the 13 on 15 for 5 minutes.
Okay, U of A line out. Just dominating the lineouts today. Missed a 7. Missed pass to 7. 7 gets it out. Turnover to GCU. GCU's knocking. It's got U of A on their back feet.
Oh, I see. GCU wanted to go with the 12 on 15 try.
Yep.
They were waiting for the attack till they only had 12.
They had U of A on their heels there pretty good. And just a little bit of sloppy ball, but they retain it.
They just need to run a lot of possession right here. They need to kill as much clock as potentially possible.
Big strong run there by GCU. Ball's out. 14 shakes loose. Did he get it across? If it was short by a whisker.
Well, that was a try for GCU on a 12 on 15.
Try time GCU.
I can honestly say I have never in my entire career of rugby seen a 12 on 15 try.
Wait. It's a penalty.
Oh, wait. Yep. Not sure. No try. So at least my streak of never seeing a 12 on 15 try held.
That's why we don't rely on analytics, Ryan.
It looked like he gave him the try signal, didn't it?
His try signal's kind of crooked, so it looks like a penalty at times.
So it looks like maybe it was held ball. He was right on the goal line trying to force it across, and I think he got the held ball.
Yeah, I think it may be holding on to the ball, not releasing the ball. He had no help on the outside. Another great lineout by U of A. Ball spun. They have numbers outside. Good offload. 3 on. You got the fullback help. And away you go. Oh! Forward pass.
I think he called the forward pass. I
think it was 2 passes ago, right on the 50-meter line. Boy, we were right there. It looked flat to me, but I think he's closer to it than we are.
GCU is going to have to focus here on this scrum of probably feeding as much as possible and just trying to get it out as fast as possible because I think they're 2 men short here.
Yep, I agree.
It looks like they've got one of the centers in playing flanker. He's probably never done this before.
They do have the weak side. Weak side looks open.
Yeah,
and the winger is back on for U of A. Let's see if they exploit that.
So GCU looks like they're at 14 now. Did the other guy come back in? No, they got 6 and 7 standing right by us here.
Are they one?
That was their best scrum of the day.
Oop, good step. Good step by GCU.
Royce Fisher with a really nice play there.
Good little gain. They're just playing. They're keeping it tight, getting down a couple players, pounding the ball forward. Little grubber through. Little chip through. U of A fields it well behind the 22. He kicked it right back. Kicked away possession there. Should have gone to touch. U of A, he sneaks it nice. Wow, what a kick. Was he behind the 22, Ryan? I couldn't tell.
I think he was in front. No, he was behind. Yeah, he was behind.
He was behind 22, so that's a huge kick. They went for a quick lineup. The ref's calling it back. They were discussing something.
Whole sequence is a little messy once again. I think they're discussing whether it was a high tackle or not. That's the last thing GCU needs to go down to 11. Or I guess back to 12. So I actually think GCU is playing a little bit better on 13 on 15 than they did at 15 on 15. It might be a new tactic.
Keep it a little bit tighter. They're not getting out as wide. They've got some big boys in the forward pack. They're using their power. A little bit more crash ball.
Coach, let us play with 13 instead of 15. Still haven't won a line out though today.
I don't think they have. Quick ball. Handled all by the hooker. That's a great offload inside. A lot of numbers out left. Penalty on U of A. GCU ball.
Yeah.
Likely go to touch here and give themselves territory as well as a little breather.
Yeah, if they were smart, they'd hold this as long as they can hold it here. I mean, they got two players waiting to come in here.
Yeah, good call.
Another nice kick.
Yep.
Boy, Van Tonner really still just sticking at every chance he can, eating up that field position.
Good kick, pretty generous spot by the touch judge, but a good kick. Okay, let's see if GCU can solve their lineout issues.
Been a tough day for him here in the lineouts.
Just a short throw in. U of A steals it again. High tackle against GCU. Penalty to U of A. Penalty against GCU. Possession to U of A, I should say.
Tell you, if GCU can get these two players back in without giving any more points up, they might have something going here.
Yep.
Once again, no field position on this kick.
No, 10 meters tops, and he was midfield. He could have taken a better little risk reward there and tried for a coffin corner kick. At least get him inside the 22.
Looks like some confusion on the.
Yeah, they're sorting out the time on the yellow cards.
I thought they were up though. No. I'm not sure when I didn't see when they both went off, but I thought one of them went out at 36. They finally called it. I was wondering if we were going to get that. Oh, we got some other. What? Some. We're
Free kick to U of A.
we're a little bit at a loss here as to some of the calls.
U of A opting for the scrum. Probably influenced by the two players still being off the field, giving them more space out there with a 15 on 13.
Well, look at the space over here on the weak side. Tough.
We could see an 8-man pick.
So we've got a 6 on 4 on the wide side and nobody on the weak.
And they're going wide. They'll miss past the dummy runner.
What? Oh my God!
That was another yellow card. GCU is now down 3 players again.
Boy, I'm not so sure about that call.
I didn't see anything wrong with that. It looked like a good ankle tackle.
So is that his second? Is that a red? You can't see the color of the card either here. Boy, that did not look like any kind of penalty on that. He tackled him and wrapped him, and the player went down.
Yeah, we're on the far side of the pitch. It's hard for us to see exactly what happened there, but nonetheless, a third red card and the yellow card, and the mismatch continues. GCU's definitely short on numbers, and U of A really hasn't capitalized this half on that.
Yeah, it's kind of surprising, actually.
Yeah.
I mean, we're at the same score we were. Well, they did score one right at the end of the half, but they haven't scored anything this half, and they've played 2 or 3 men up the entire time. But that'll wear on you after a while, for sure.
Yep. Another great line out by U of A. Strong running up, dumped it forward. Playing advantage to GCU. Turnover by U of A again, knocking on the door, 5 meters out, and they dump it. Clearing kick. Will it find touch? It does not.
Pretty wide open over there.
Countering.
Good tackle.
Yep, great tackle. Good little shifty running by U of A. They've got numbers out wide, but they've forward in and out. So it'll be scrum to GCU at about 15-meter line. An unfortunate knockout.
You know, it is pretty strange. A lot of errors. You don't see that very often. And U of A now putting some players on. It looks like they're going to try and clean it up here a little bit. GCU runs one of the yellow cards back on. Yeah, Jared Tavares comes back in. And did Chris Noggle already come back in? Did we see him? It's hard to keep track. I think we're at 14, but I'm not positive. Yeah, I think we're at 14 on 15.
2 went on in the most recent yellow card. Still has probably 9 or 8 to go.
Never seen this many guys come off and on.
It's going to say GCU put in. Ref wants to sort them things out in the scrum.
I think he wants to sort out the scrum.
Yeah.
So I'm not sure. It looks like maybe that was that the second yellow? So was he red carded? I didn't see.
I did not see.
I think it's the wing. I couldn't see.
Yep. Penalty against U of A. Force the GCU's advantage. Now they'll kick this a touch, gain some territory, relieve a little pressure on the defense, or on the offense, give them more room to work with. Needs to find it.
So GCU's going to swap in a player here. Wow, great kick again.
Great kick. Still, they got to fix their line-out issues.
Yeah, one replacement coming in. It looks like I didn't see you. Maybe Lota came out. I'm 22. Not sure who that was that came in. We can't quite see that. Oh, GCU finally wins a lineout, but not cleanly. But at least they retain possession.
They gain little gain there. Another penalty, 10 more meters. All right.
Can you count these up? What do we got? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14.
Yeah.
So we are at 14 on 15. GCU.
Another great kick there, in about 10 meters out, appears. They actually had a really nice backline set up there. A lot of good spacing. Looked like they had some dummy runners set up. They just need to get the ball out there, give themselves a chance.
I'll hand it to them. Playing defense on 12 or 13 guys is not easy.
No doubt. Okay, so it looks like a 3-man line out. And they lose a turnover. Woo. And scrum half takes it. A good 50-meter run. Dump. Great offload to 20. Might be a knock-on called. Playing advantage.
Got a GCU player down on the far side.
Oh, it's a GCU turnover. Great turnover.
GCU's got just quite a few guys down on the field here. Just
2 injured players.
Too much defense. I mean, this we were saying, like, playing defense at 12 or 13.
A lot of numbers.
So much cover, you know.
A lot of numbers in tight quarters. U of A 7 couple players in.
Looks like Royce Fisher is one of them. He looks like he maybe just got a minor dink somehow. He made a really good tackle on the chase. They were all chasing. And then we've got is that a cramp? I can't tell.
Yeah. Cannot tell the trainers are over there.
Yeah, it does look like
a
cramp.
Little hammy issue. Okay, U of A throw in.
So GCU right now is at 13 on 15. Well, let's see if he can continue. We can't see. He's just on the far side, so we can't see the number on it.
He's staying in. Get on him.
Well, once you start getting those cramps, though, it's so hard to get rid of them. It's weird because it's a nice, cool night. It doesn't matter.
U of A wins another line out. Ball's out. Oh, head numbers couldn't deliver. Turnover to GCU. GCU, good support. Strong ruck. Nice little loop around. Chip ahead. Favorable bounce to GCU. A great fend off by GCU. Strong fend off. Good defense by U of A.
Yeah, excellent push.
Looked like U of A. Would U of A still? Nope. GCU still has the ball. They just cannot break that gain line there. U of A's defense is pretty tough right now.
Great cleanout by GCU there.
Yep.
Peavy's a really good runner. He's a tough runner.
Not a bad option. Pick up a lot of territory.
It's going to roll in, I think. As long as it doesn't
roll
roll through. Oh, it doesn't roll through. Wow.
Wow, and he brings it out.
Kind of surprised.
Yeah, that's. We should have. GCU.
Oh, he probably had him there.
He had help outside.
Ethan Van Tonner with some nice footwork there. Probably should have given it up right at the end.
GCU knocking on the door. Scrum half looks out. Does not cross the line. Look, a pick and go by GCU. Too high.
Looks like he's over.
Looks like he's over, but he went in high. They've got some numbers, Ryan. They've got numbers outside. There's a try time.
He wanted it between the post.
Very big error by U of A there. They run it out of the end zone, try zone. Instead of kicking it to touch, they can get right possession back. GCU capitalizes. Good on them.
I'll tell you what, I am impressed with GCU. They have played this they haven't given up a try. In fact, they haven't given up any points in the second half here. Very impressive defense for what they've been facing.
Totally agree.
It was a great sequence for GCU too right there.
Yep.
And keep in mind, they're still playing a man short.
GCU fans are getting excited, pounding on the bleachers.
They close it back down now, so we got the score 28, Arizona 20 to GCU. And like I said, still looks like we got 14 on 15, so I think that was a red card. Or maybe, well, how many we got? Yeah, it looks like it is 14 on 15. GCU's just subbing in some players.
GCU more than hanging around.
Can't keep track of the players coming off and on here. Nobody's checking in with the referees.
Restart with a drop kick. Nice height. Let's see if they can field it. Oh, GCU had a chance there and mishandled. Very high kickoff. It looks like it went to touch, and it'll be a line out to U of A.
Yeah, they've been a little bit suspect on a few of those. Like a few they've caught, but it didn't look like they were going to catch that one. It looked like he was going to catch, but he didn't. So. Little unfortunate for GCU right there. It really kind of puts them on the heels coming out of this. And we've seen that Arizona, especially in the first half, was really taking advantage of of the lineouts into a maul situation. And looks like we've got the 6-man, or is it a 5?
Sure, they got backs or forwards in the back line. They've got some dummy runners set up.
Another
That'll be a
turn.
knock-on.
We got
Bringing
offsides.
it back to
Yeah.
the penalty. Offsides on GCU. See what U of A does here.
I might be inclined to take the points here.
I would take the points. Make it a 31-20 ball game. Nope, they're going for a touch. Line out. Nice kick.
This is why we don't get paid the big bucks.
That is true. So we're inside 15 minutes, just 14:10 on the clock. U of A's knocking on the door again. They chose to kick it to touch for another line out. It's been a very successful strategy for them up to this point.
Watch, GCU will take the one that they get all day. It'll be this one.
And they do. Nice little drive. He gets it out, does not go to touch. Middle of the field, U of A counters. 15's running.
Boy, we've seen that so many times. The GCU backs putting a hurt on some of these tackles.
Big hit causes a knock-on, causes a turnover. GCU ball. If they can make something out of this, Ryan.
Maybe they should have taken those 3. Good tackle by Freeman.
Yeah, I would advise the 3 there, but U of A countering again.
Good hands there. That's a tough one to handle, yeah.
And does not find touch. GCU has the opportunity to counter. Kicks it back. Does not find touch. U of A gets the opportunity to counter. Kind of a tennis match here.
Straight out.
Nope. Back and forth. Back and forth kicks GCU.
Boy, he signaled right where he was going to send it.
Yeah,
Oh,
wow.
Outside.
Just an unfortunate bounce off the chest there of the ball. U of A. GCU has it. Inside U of A's.
It looked like
U of A's
offsides
territory.
there, wasn't it?
Yep. GCU's got to be careful of the ball here. Go up, go to him.
Boy, you really got to like Ethan Van Tonder on that kick. He called out.
Yes.
He sent it right where he said, and very nicely placed.
GCU keeping it tight and pounding it again. Just can't seem to break that game line, though. Tries to step out of it, no gain. Good defense by U of A.
Boy, GCU really playing a rugged style of play here.
We're on about 5, 6, 7 phases right now. Calls the mark. The equivalent of a fair catch.
Boy, Freeman looks like he's got a little nick on his knee there. Hopefully that's just a cramp or something. He's such an integral part of the U of A offense and defense. Boy, these guys really looking the wear here on some of these guys. Really tough after long sequences of playing short for GCU.
So that mark will give U of A a free kick. It'll be kick to them. Should be GCU's throw-in, though. Free kick.
Yeah, we think this is, yep. GCU goes with a quick throw-in. Probably not the best idea for that, right there. GCU reassembles nicely.
That was a good rock.
Boy, really a nice clean out by GCU on every one of these.
Needs help. Here comes support. Spin it out. Get it out. Here we go. Nice little gain by GCU.
Oh. Was that a knock?
That's what he's calling.
Didn't look like it, did it?
I didn't see it go forward, but that's definitely the call.
Yeah.
U of A ball.
We got the ref over here holding up the flag. I'm not sure what.
Yeah, he's calling the touch judge is calling the rough over. Not sure what this conversation is
I think
about.
this might be a high tackle here, but I'm not positive. We'll see what the call is here, but it might be a high tackle on Arizona, which would be the first today. Those have all gone against GCU today, it seems like.
Well, whoever's going to get the ball has a nice scrum center here. Creates a lot of options for you. Ref and the touch judge are still sorting things out.
Looks like we do have a penalty, yeah.
Looks like you were right, Ryan. High tackle on them. We have a card coming.
Well, things could get interesting if we go to 14 on 14.
Yes. The GCU fans want it. You hear the old who me?
So it looks like there's about 9 minutes left in the match. He gets the yellow card. We can't see who it was. We'll give you the number here in a minute. But we're going to go 14 on 14 for the rest of the game now. It was one of the replacement players, 17, Caden Chase. Caden Chase gets the yellow card. It was called by the side judge, or the touch judge. I saw one of the GCU players calling for it. That was the only reason I didn't actually see it occur. Wow, beautiful kick. Absolutely.
Against Arizona.
Absolutely.
Great kick by GCU. They will have a line out right about the 5-meter line.
If you ever doubt why you need a tactical kicker in rugby, you're seeing it right now.
So GCU's knocking on the door. You go back to that option that U of A had right in front of the post for the penalty kick. Put them up 2 scores, or they're up 2 scores to give them even more cushion. Now it may come into play here. Make it a 1-possession game.
Wow. Nice take by GCU.
Pretty decent push.
Strange
U of A almost stripped it from him.
Oh,
Another penalty, too.
I would take the post maybe here and put it within 1 score. Oh, well.
We're going tap and go.
Try.
Tap and go. Try time GCU.
Unbelievable. Just a quick tack by, I think it was by Ethan Van Tonder. Can't quite see. It was either that or Logan Hill. I think it was actually Logan Hill, yeah. Logan Hill just with a quick tap. And all of a sudden this game got interesting.
Very interesting. Took advantage of the penalties. They scored. I mean,
there is a pretty big GCU crowd here today, and they're letting everybody know.
That crowd's right where that try was scored. The fans hear it. The players hear it.
Okay, so to give everybody the situation here, we've got 28-25. Ethan Van Tonner's got a pretty severe angle here that he's going to try and punch 2 more on. So we'll see what happens here. But in any event, they're only down by 3 either way.
About a 35-yard, 35-meter boot.
And pulled it just slightly.
Just left.
Beautiful kick.
It really was.
Yeah.
Just had a little bit of a hook to it.
I'll tell you what, GCU finds itself in a pretty good position here after a disastrous second half. You got to like the grit.
You got to love it. Great defense. Taking advantage of opportunities. Okay, see if they can field this kickoff.
A lot of momentum going GCU's way. U of A needs to quickly get some possession here.
Kick. He goes deep. He goes deep with it. U of A defense comes up flat. GCU finds touch, so it'll be a U of A line out at about GCU's 10 meter line, yep.
It's strange. You know, Van Tonner has such a flat kick. It's so effective, though. It's literally just above the heads of the players, but every one of them is maximized.
Everybody's getting their line out play called in.
University of Arizona still got a very solid lineup here. They've substituted some guys in, but a lot of experience on that field.
Yep.
Once again, they got Freeman in the attacking position out here in the underline.
U of A takes the line out. Back out. 2 passes.
He is
Nice-
such a tough runner.
Broke the gain line. See, little miss the dummy runner from back outside. Great step. Back in. Yep.
Oh, big numbers now.
Oh, now it's out.
Oh, good bounce. Oh,
Mishandled on the outside. I couldn't tell whether it was a poor pass or a drop ball, but they had the numbers. They had the score.
wow. Really tough break for U of A right there. Just couldn't execute quite. You know, I got to come back over here to this other side. This is the third time we've seen U of A run this, and it certainly looks like obstruction. They run the dummy coming underneath, and that player actually is taking out 2 players, but no call so far.
So this should be, unless it went off a GCU player, it should be GCU lineout.
I think it is GCU's lineout, but I haven't seen any call by the touch yet. Looks like no. It looks like maybe he called a scrum. So maybe there was a forward pass, a knock on, one of the 2. This is actually a better situation. Yeah, it's GCU's put in. So
GCU's put.
we're down to about 3 minutes and 45 seconds here on the clock, on the game clock.
I would suspect to kick the touch to get out of their end of the field.
It's a great scrum.
Oh, they take it out. They run it out. And a big gain.
Boy, Peavy has been so tough
Big
with the
gain.
runs.
Penalty against Arizona. GCU ball. Looks like they're going to kick the touch, pick up some territory that way. And they do, just not quite in Arizona territory.
Still a pretty good kick, though.
Yes.
I'll tell you what, looks like GCU's going to bring one more player on here. I can't quite.
So we're inside 3 minutes, 2:50 on the clock.
GCU's got to feel pretty good about themselves after this match, anyway it turns out.
Yeah. Again, to play with 2 and 3 men down for a good
20 minutes, yeah.
20, 25 minutes.
I mean, they've played virtually all but the last 10 minutes, with at least one man down this half.
Right. Line out to GCU. U of A disrupts it. I think it's a turnover, Ryan.
It is,
yep.
yeah.
U of A ball. GCU's lineout struggles continue. U of A's got some numbers on the outside.
You know, the thing that I've noticed, U of A has completely abandoned any kind of chip kick. You know that?
Yeah.
I mean, boy, this is a tough.
Turnover. U of A turns it over to GCU.
We might see a shot at goal here.
We've got 1:52 left. A strong kicker. We can tie it up here, Ryan.
He might take a shot at. No.
He's going to post.
He's going to post here.
Wow.
This is going to be interesting. Okay, so
up.
to let everybody know, we got 28-25 U of A winning. We got 1:30 left on the game clock. He's at about 45 meters out, maybe 44 meters out, and it's not a bad angle.
Yeah, kicking it in warm-ups, both teams were hitting it from the 50. I mean, both teams have the legs to make this kick.
Interesting choice, but not a bad one. He's playing my statistical game here.
Oh, I think you got to kick it. I think you have to kick it.
It is deathly quiet here.
Kicks away. And good. Yep. Wow. Tie ball game, Rhino. Tie ball game.
That is unbelievable. That is truly unbelievable. We're inside of a minute. My guess is we're probably right about 30 seconds. So, boy, those 3 points would have helped.
Yep. Nice high kick. GCU fields it cleanly. Maintain possession. Good support on the ruck. Oh, almost blown up.
Oh, they get back
GCU
possession
gives
here.
Back possession here.
See how the
U of A
defense holds
countering,
up.
straightening it up. Need support. Need support.
You got it. Oh, yeah. They might go for post here.
I think he left his feet, Ryan, on the ruck.
He's going to go for post here, I bet. Yeah, he immediately signaled for post.
Wow. Unless he was.
This is, I'll tell you what, he makes this kick.
This is all the marbles.
He makes this kick. This may be the most amazing ending I've ever seen in a rugby game.
I would agree. You got to give it to the Lopes, man. They hung in there.
It did look like the mark was back where the referee was standing. It looks like he's
He keeps inching it up.
It's a good savvy move by Van Tonder there. He just kind of inched it up about 2 meters. If he just barely drops it over the crossbar
Almost
here.
the same distance as the last one, maybe a little bit more to the left.
Yeah, it's definitely a little to the left. It is deathly quiet here.
Ball's away.
And he just missed that. Literally just missed that.
There seems to be some. He missed it. Neither touch did raise the flag.
Yeah, he just missed it. If that missed it, and that's ball game, I think. That's ball game. Yeah, no. Yeah, they leave it as a tie because this is. What a match. Holy smokes. GCU, and that kick literally was just to the left. That was about as close as you can get without making it.
GCU showed a lot of heart, playing down numbers, tying this thing up. There's a moral victory in there, Ryan, no doubt.
Yeah,
Be proud of the boys.
Final score 28-28. GCU ties U of A. What a match. That is one of the strangest matches I've seen in a long time. U of A just could not take advantage of the numbers.
No, they definitely had advantage in the lineouts, definitely advantage in the scrums.
Well, in any case, I'd like
penalties had to have favored U of A. Number of penalties.
I'd like to say thank alumni and fans and families and friends can watch. So thank you everyone once again. Please visit our sponsor, Krispy Kreme Donuts, 10 locations valley-wide here. Go out and grab some donuts in celebration. Everybody have a great night, and we'll see you back at the next match. Once again, from Ryan Kelly saying thank you to all.